I'll just say up front, I am a contrarian on The Names by Florence Knapp. This is a Goodreads Choice Award winner, a book that people calling wildly original and emotionally profound. And I think it's pretty terrible. Not because I want to be difficult, but because I read 350 pages and came away with one question. What was the point? Let me explain. Here's the premise. A mother, Carol, has a newborn son in 1987. Her abusive husband wants the boy named Golden Jr. Cora, on the other hand, loved the name Julian. Her young daughter suggests Bear, as in the animal bear. The book splits into 3 parallel timelines. One where the boy is called Bear, one Julian, one Golden Jr. And we watch each life unfold over a 35 years period. Sounds intriguing, right? Except the book doesn't tell you it's doing a parallel timeline. The prologue shows Carol at the registry office 3 times, each time with a different name. As I read, I thought, okay, first she names him Bear, then the husband beats her, so she goes back to change it to Julian as a compromise. Then he's still angry, so she changed it again to Golden Jr. I was confused for about 50 pages because the story starts to not making any sense. Then I had to ask DeepSeek to confirm whether I'm reading a parallel timeline, which it did confirm that's exactly what it is. That's not clever structure, that's bad signposting. And I'm not alone. Many readers have reported the exact same confusion. Once I understood the structure, I hoped that the characters would save it. They didn't. Bear, Julian, and Golden Jr., the 3 main protagonists, are incredibly two-dimensional and passive. Things happen to them. Their abusive father drives every choice. They rarely push back, rarely make interesting decisions. They just exist. The sister Mia is the same. She's supposed to be fierce, but she mostly observes. None of them feel like real people. They feel like placeholders in a thought experiment. The only interesting characters in the first chapters are Cora, the mother, and the father, Golden Sr. After that, Cora becomes a victim-shaped hole in the story. Golden Sr. is just a cartoonish villain, sneering, violent, and one note. And then both of them basically disappeared into the background as the timeline jumps forward. I kept waiting for someone to surprise me, to act, to rebel in a way that felt earned. It never came. Now, the book's central selling point is that a name changes everything. But here's the problem. The characters in each timeline feels basically identical. Bear, Julian, and Golden Jr. are not fundamentally different people. They have the same core personality, the same passivity, the same reactions. The only thing that changes is the world around them, mostly whether the father is angry or not. Because of that, the different timelines blind together. I often have to stop and think, wait, which timeline am I reading? Is this where Cora left? Or is this where Bear, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know, skip 2 seconds, Bears die? Oh, actually, that's the other timeline. And here is another spoiler. Please jump forward for about 15 seconds. Speaking of Bear's death, yes, that happens. He dies from a wasp sting. Senseless, random, and honestly, it felt manipulative. Like the author needed a tragedy to make you feel something. So she killed off the nicest character for no real reason at all. Here is where I land. And this is the core of my review. After finishing The Names, I asked myself, what was the point of all that? The book presented itself as a sliding door meditation on fate, names, and free will. But really it's just 3 visions of the same story about a horrible husband. The name does not drive the plot. The father's abuse does. You could rename every character and nothing would change. I did some research before I conduct this review, and one disappointed reader online put it perfectly, and I quote, "The different timelines seems to be different to no purpose. I found myself wondering what the point of it all was to the very end," unquote. That's exactly how I felt. The book doesn't build towards anything. It doesn't offer insight into trauma that we haven't seen before. It doesn't argue for nature or nurture in a new way. It just shows you 3 slightly different versions of domestic misery. Oh, and the ending? A 4th true name is revealed? Hugh? As if to say, that none of it mattered anyway. I almost laughed because I just wasted 350 pages for nothing. So here's my dilemma. Why does this book have a 4.2 star on Goodreads? Why is it a bestseller? Honestly, that's because taste is subjective. Some readers love the structural ambition. Some connects deeply with the trauma portrayal. Some cry at Bear's death and call it profound. But for me, ambition without execution is just a mess. And the names is a mess. I think a lot of praises comes from people who want to like it, who admire the concept so much that they forgive the flat characters, the confusing structure, and the pointlessness. And that's fine, but I can't join that chorus. I gave the name 2.5 out of 5 stars. I rounded to 2 if I had to pick. If you want to read a brilliant multi-timeline book about choice and fate, then go read Kate Atkinson's Life After Life, or Black Crouch's Dark Matters, which I did a review. You can find it here after this one. That was fantastic. That book does everything this one tries to do, but with purpose, wit, and emotional truth. If you are still curious about the names, maybe for a book club debate, borrow it from a library. Don't buy it. I know a lot of you will disagree with me, and that's absolutely okay. If you love the names, then tell me why in the comment section down below. I genuinely want to understand what I missed. But if you find it confusing, pointless, and flat, welcome, you are not alone. And that's the end of this review, a very quick one. Thank you for watching. Please, if you find it helpful, like and subscribe and share with your family. And I shall bring quality contents just like this one to where you are on a weekly basis. So until next time, guys, cheerio.